I think the comment that Leslie just made about talking about setting a process, I don't think we need to set the process before the next meeting, but I think if we let them know, for example, on the zoning, what our 7 standards are, because I think they're pretty well accepted, and to indicate to them that we will establish a similar, not the same set, obviously, because it's a different circumstance, but establish our priorities and standards for revitalization, and in doing that process, we will seek input from the public. I think if they're reasonable people, which I really do think they are, and I do think that they're working very hard and do have the kids in mind. I really think that that's true. That if we commit to that and let them know, that we will be doing, I think that would meet their need, because obviously we aren't going to be able to do a good job in coming up with those in 2 weeks. It would be very arbitrary, but I think if we committed to do that, I believe that would be a very good faith gesture, and actually it's something we should do anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I would suggest that we use the March 18th meeting. That's the day before. Mm-hmm. And we plan on devoting whatever time we need to devote in order to have the discussion about that issue, about what they talked about today, and so that when we go there on the 19th, this board can feel very comfortable coming forward during public comment and making a statement about where the committee is and where you all believe they need to go.
Johnny?
I think when we do that, I think one of the things that I believe that we should stress to the committee is the need for flexibility. If, for example, I'm making this up to quote someone near and dear to our hearts, but if we were to agree that the bond rollover dollars would be primarily used for new school construction, simply because it makes it easy for people to understand. Contingent, of course, on the fact that these other sources of funding would pass. If they don't, all bets being off. That it be a primary, not arbitrary, and that be flexible. That some years maybe yes, but some years maybe not at all, because we're just like in the last 2 years, our economy has changed substantially. In the last 2 years, our growth rate changed substantially from what it had been historically and what we expect. We know that's going to happen again, we just don't know which way. And for folks who are, however well-intentioned, not really intimately involved with how the funding mechanisms and projections and how everything works, to try to project how we're going to be doing things for the next 30 years doesn't make any more sense for us than it does for their businesses and for their agencies that they work with. And to find some way to say it more diplomatically than I would, explain the need for this flexibility, that yes, we want to be accountable, and we're more than willing to set up a process on how we make decisions to involve the public, but that we can't just have some black and white, arbitrary, you're going to use this for that and that for that. That would really so disenfranchise our kids and our community. It doesn't make any sense to me as one board member.